Hi friends. Hi friends. Hi friends, it's Doreen and today we're going to make a hearty dinner that is going to satisfy everyone that has a hungry appetite. We're going to do country style beef ribs and we're going to slow cook those in the oven, and then we are going to make a roasted but seasoned potato spear. We're going to season them with ranch dressing and they'll be yummy. So join me today if you're looking for a hearty meal to feed your family. Got a little bit extra time today because we're going to do these, like I said, low and slow, and it's going to take some time, but it's going to be worth it. So let's get cooking. I want to start with these ribs. I want to get them good and seasoned. I'm thinking that I've got just under 1.5 pounds of beef ribs, and I'm thinking it's going to take maybe 2.5 hours to slow cook that. I'll do a little close up so you can kind of see how these are. These are boneless. You see, got a little bit of fat ribbed in there, and let's go ahead and put them in a pan. Let's get them seasoned. Oh, this one didn't. Let's give a knife to that. You know, and a lot of times I'll do a rub, a fancier rub, but today I'm like, you know what, I want to just try just salt and pepper. I'm going to wash my hands. I just want to do salt and pepper because we are going to do those potato spears heavily seasoned, and I didn't want to have too much going on with the competing seasonings, and also I'm wanting to put my favorite barbecue sauce on these ribs after we get cooking them. So, or maybe to finish them up. We might finish them up with our favorite barbecue. Put them under the broiler, get that little crispiness. Just salt and pepper. Pretty simple. You know, if you're going to be home today and you've got time to do this, this is going to be nice. Now, I probably should use a small. I've got this big coarse salt. I don't know if that's going to. I've got sea salt, but let's use it for the grinder. Just salt and pepper. And I'm not going to even put a covering on this. I'm just going to put it in the fridge. Let's see. I want to get these in the oven around 3 o'clock. And it's still about 1. So we'll get these in the refrigerator and we'll just let them hang out. We'll go ahead and scrub up those potatoes. And we don't have to quite put them in the oven yet, but I want to get them prepped while we're... So you can go about your day. You know, that's your home. You can get some projects done at home while your meat is marinating. And then when you get it in the oven, you don't have to stand right over the stove. Let's get that cleaned up and voila, yummy dinner. we're going to cut up our potatoes and get them in an ice bath. That will help them be crispier. I'm just going to use a whole tray of ice. Fill this up with water. Get the water nice and cold, actually. And let's cut those up. All right, so we're going to cut these lengthwise in half. And if you got any little spots in there, just cut them out. And I'm cooking these with the skins because I like it that way. So we're going to cut this. So we're going to have big old spears. I want to do it in one more cut. I think I might. I mean, it is nice to have a good hearty, but they're still pretty big. I mean, the ends are a little smaller. I'll put that in the ice water. Now, if you don't have ice, then you could go ahead and bake them, but they're not going to be as crispy. This just gives you an extra crispiness. So I don't know about you. I mean, some people have ice maker in their fridge. I don't. I am the ice maker. I don't always remember to fill the tray back up, but in cutting these to the size I'm doing, I think this is gonna bake up pretty fast. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do it on a high heat. Got a little spot in that one. And after we soak these, we are going to give them a good dry off. Just want them covered. I might have to put a little more water. A little bit more ice. So I don't have much. About 4 or 5 more pieces of ice. All right, let's set the timer. I'm going to shoot for 20 minutes. We're going to go ahead and preheat our oven. I'm going to do 430. And we're going to line this sheet with aluminum foil. All right, line that. Drain the potatoes. Basically getting all the excess starch out so they're nice and crispy. And maybe you can see some of the starch there that was on the bottom of the bowl. We got our nice dried off potato wedges. We're going to put them in a bowl, sprinkle some of our seasoning on there. Then we'll put them on a baking sheet. I'm just using store-bought ranch dress dip mix. You could probably do the dressing mix also. Or you can make your own blend at home. I don't use this too often. We've got 2 potatoes. I'm like, am I gonna really need a whole pack? Yeah. This might be an overkill. Let's see. And then we're going to use a little bit of avocado oil. We could use olive oil, but we are cooking it at a high heat, so I rather just use avocado oil. I put about a tablespoon in there. Might need a little bit more. Just 1 more tablespoon. Messy job. Smells great. What a good supper this is gonna be. Wash the hands again. Now, what would you serve with this? I was like, oh, well, you know what would be really good if I could make homemade biscuits or like some kind of homemade bread with what I was thinking about was a honey butter, kind of like oh gosh, what is that place again? The steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse. They make that nice yummy butter, but I'm like, it'd probably be more healthy to have a salad go with this, and I probably will do that. But hearty meal, you always think of bread and biscuits, at least I do. But we've got meat and potato, and it's totally American, totally a hearty meal. All right, let's line these. I'm going to put the bigger one on the edges and the smaller one in the middle. The edges will, you need more of the bigger ones on the edges so they'll cook evenly. Smells so good. When we're done, I'll let you know if that whole packet was too much for these 2 potatoes. At least they're big russet potatoes. All right. Wash the hands again. Our oven is preheated. I'm thinking it's going to be about 25 minutes maybe. On the one side, we'll flip it over. I've got it in the middle of the oven. About the 3rd rack up. So almost a little bit on the lower half, but let's set that timer. I'm going to set it for 22 minutes. And I'll take a look. I'll turn the light on in the oven and see how we're. How they look so far. They smell great. It's not my favorite spatula. Let's see how this works. You know what? I'm going to let them go. They're a little bit brown, but they're not as brown as I want them. So I'm going to let them go maybe 4 more minutes. The beeper is ready to go off pretty soon, so I'm going to take that meat out and we're going to let this sit on the counter. Let that warm up a little bit. There we go. Woo! Yeah, I think that might be good. Those over. Yep. What I want them to look like. This is not my favorite spatula. I might have to wash that other one. I think this one will work better. It's my favorite spatula. You know how we all have our favorite spatula. This one seems to work for everything. Kind of have to move quickly because of that topping, it sticks. I don't know if I needed a little bit more oil or not, but not. All right, we're going to put these back in the oven. I'm thinking 15 to 20 minutes. That one didn't get brown that much. Let's get those back in the oven. That timer went off. Let's get those out of the oven. Woo! And they are nice and crispy. They probably could have went maybe 1 minute or 2 minutes left. We'll let these cool down a little bit. Now, ideally, these are great to eat while they're still hot, but because I'm doing a high, these were at a high temperature, these are going to be at a low temperature. We want to immediately, we've got that to work with. We want to immediately lower our oven temperature. I'm gonna get it down to like 245. And it's already there. I might pop it open a little just to let a little of that heat escape so it doesn't take forever. I'm doing good on time. Let's see, what time is it? Can I check here? No. So I'm doing pretty good on time. I want this to go in the oven in about 17 minutes. So gives that oven time to cool down a little bit. And we can always reheat these when we're ready to serve our dinner. But they're done. And let's see, can I sneak into one? It's so piping hot. I don't want to. I better let them cool down. I'll taste test one when I go to put these in the oven. And I'm going to put these on that same pan. Or I might need a new aluminum foil because we have some crispiness on there and I don't want it to get that burnt flavor. So we'll use another piece of aluminum foil. We're going to transfer our crispy potato wedges seasoned with ranch dressing. There goes my timer. that oven is down to temperature, I believe. I opened the door a couple of times. Let's go ahead and ooh, baby, they're good. They are good. I probably would have used 3. Now that it's sitting in my mouth, I will definitely. It's a little salty, not like crazy salty, but I think I should have used 3/4 of that container. If I had one more potato, I would have been good, but even though they were too large, oh, it is really pretty good. We got our seasoned meat. It's still cold, but not freezing cold. Now let's put the bigger pieces on the ends. Give them a little space. And just gonna bake these low and slow, my friend. I'm setting my timer at the app just a little over an hour. Let's get a look at what this is looking at. So I got about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, if you don't want these to get all soggy, we're gonna reheat them. Let them cool down. Don't put your lid on there while they're hot because you'll have a big condensation and they'll get really mushy. So, kind of mind. Folks, it smells great in the house, and I had a light lunch. Just had some yogurt, so I'm like so hungry. I can't wait till this is done. But this has been in here, I think, about a little over an hour and a half. And I forgot to tell you too, I went back in and tinted this with aluminum foil. So, see if we need to lower this or not. Oh, it is so tender. You know what? And I think this is probably done. This is done a lot quicker than I thought. I kind of had a timing thing planned. So what I'm going to do is I do not want to overcook this. Let me just show you if I can get a little close up. Well, we want this to set a little because we don't want the juices to run clear, but this is done. So if I wanted to even go slower, could have done this at 225. I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes. I'm turning my oven off, and I'm gonna, when I'm ready to serve it, I'm gonna put it under the broiler with some barbecue sauce. I pulled out, I had some homemade barbecue sauce. You can catch that video. I have that. I'll try to post that video. If you like a molasses type of barbecue sauce, you're gonna like that. I have a lot of molasses and I have a lot of natural sweeteners in here, like raisins, pineapple juice. I blended. Yeah, you'll have to watch the video, but I blended the sauce so that the pieces of pineapple and raisins got blended, so it's a nice smooth sauce. So it's a little on the sweet side, really depth the flavor, and you can use it for so many things. And I'm gonna use some for mine. So this is done. That wasn't so long, right? The only thing that's worth it. I'm gonna turn off my timer. Let's get that a little taste. Oh my gosh, it tastes so good. You can really taste the beef with just using the salt and pepper. I think it could have been a little more tender, so with these smaller pieces, probably should have done 235. Give a little. And it still is tender, but I would have liked it a little bit more. That was good. Let's see how these look and taste once we put our barbecue sauce. I must don't want to. This tastes so good as it is. That would be fine just as it is. And you can kind of see too, it did get brown, because sometimes you can finish, if you don't finish it under the broiler, you can finish it off on the stove top. Barbecue sauce next. I have the broiler on, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these off. And my husband likes honey chipotle, so I'm going to put some of his favorite on his. And I'm going to put my favorite. On mine, which is my homemade. Sometimes I'm waiting for this broiler to heat up a little bit. And I will mention, depending on your oven, sometimes you got to adjust your timing. And that's why it's important to check it. Because I did read a lot of recipes, and this really shouldn't have probably been quite done yet. But then again, I did adjust my temperature a little bit higher than, so you got to keep that in mind. Okay, I think we can put it under the broiler. I have it on the third rack down. I'll start with 2 minutes. I'm going to stay right here, keep a close eye on it. put my oven light on. Oh, we definitely can go a little bit longer. I have 5 seconds left, but I want it bubbling up. We've got probably a total of 4 minutes on the one side. Not quite. It's really bubbling. I'm gonna put my fan on. And then I'm gonna flip them over and get the other side. I think I'm gonna flip it over. There we go. Oh, this one piece is really super tender. Coat the other side with barbecue sauce. With the potatoes and the salad, we should have a nice, hearty filling dinner. And I'm still thinking about making biscuits. I don't know. We'll see. Back in the oven under the broiler. Let's try 3 minutes this time. Just under 3 minutes. And I'm gonna turn off my oven. Turn off my timer. There. I'm gonna put these potatoes back in that hot oven to warm them back up again. And if you have different barbecue sauce, I'll put in a toothpick into my husband's, and I'll know which one is mine.